It's 4 days since the election, and it's still not clear who the next president of the United States will be. I'm Chris Warner. We'll speak with a couple of student Democrats and Republicans and get their thoughts on what's next.
COVID-19 cases spike in parts of the 4 states, and health officials want residents to take precautions.
I'm here at the grand opening of the PSU Block 22 PITTSBURG Idea Shop. But for this celebration, your typical ribbon cutting just wouldn't cut it. Instead, it was a day at the races.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The 14-year-old JOPLIN girl who had been the subject of a missing person case is safe at home, and we're now getting more information from police in the Wisconsin community where she was found. This is KOIM News at 10. The teen disappeared in September and was found in Wisconsin this week. A probable cause report from investigators there does not mention the missing teen by name, but says 19-year-old Nathan Ness had been in contact with a girl in the Joplin area for 3 years since she was 11 years old. The PC says the two formed a plan for Ness to pick her up in September and that they traveled back to Wisconsin where they'd been since. Today, authorities charged Ness with a felony in that case. COVID-19 cases in Joplin and all across Jasper County are on the rise. Joplin has had 345 active cases, that has that many now. 274 of them appeared in the last 7 days. Jasper County has 322 active cases and reported 2 more deaths today. Mercy Hospital says it's seeing its highest number of COVID patients, hovering in the 40s. That's impacting wait times for patients in the ER. Health officials with Mercy say they need the public's cooperation to help keep hospitals from becoming overwhelmed.
Our healthcare workers are working tirelessly. They're putting their lives at risk, helping others, going into COVID rooms and doing all the things that they know to do to serve this community. We're just asking for your help. Please wear a mask.
Freeman currently has 44 COVID-19 patients. Doug Heddy joins us with a first look at the weather. Another nice evening out there, Doug.
Yeah, all week long has been really just fantastic. 70s every day, plenty of sunshine, no exception today. Started at 53, 76 for a high. Average high is 64 this time of the year. Record 81 set back in 1980. But clear skies, nothing going on here. In fact, the entire Central Plains look great. Next storm system brewing out across the western third of the country. It's going to take its time getting in here, but it eventually will by early next week. Until then, I think we look okay. You can see most of us in that kind of 57 to about 59 degree range. Eventually, we'll drop back to 51 later on tonight. Partly sunny skies tomorrow. It looks great. 68 by noon, 72 during the afternoon. So we're going to look at the weekend and then also that next storm system all coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, catch you then. As we await the vote count in the presidential race tonight, some local college students are getting some first-hand experience in the election process. KOIM's Chris Warner spoke with students from both the Democratic and Republican parties about their thoughts and has more.
This election has been certainly one of the most interesting of our time. Marlon Morita is with the Pittsburgh State University College Republicans and shared his thoughts on what should be done.
If Biden wins, I think the GOP is going to be, it's not going to be relaxed. I believe Trump is going to fight in the courts to get this election, straightened out, because there's fraud coming out, and I believe that if our democracy is going to stay as it is, it should be legal.
Jared Carper is with the Missouri Southern State University Democrats, and he agrees to a point with Morita.
To have a valid president, we need to validate all the results and make sure that we are counting every single ballot and that the ballots are counted accurately. So I'm expecting that there will definitely be recounts, especially in the tight races like in Georgia and Pennsylvania. And that way we can be sure that we have the president that has been elected by the people.
However, he's concerned about how divisive this election has made the American people.
The extremism is not what this country wants right now. We are the United States of America, not the divided states of America. As James Madison said, ambition must be made to counteract ambition. If one party pushes too far in one direction, I believe the other party is just going to push that much harder back.
But Morita says it's not that divided, and Republicans will respect whatever the outcome is.
If it is the will of the American people to actually choose Biden, then that's going to be, it's going to be like that. I believe Republicans are going to respect the office that he holds. if the ballots are legal, if every vote is legal and not just dead voters and not just fraud. If it's all legal, we'll obviously respect the position that Biden holds as president.
I'm Chris Warner for KOAM News.
Both students say politics aside, it's made for a great lesson in class on how democracy works. And with such tight races, they say it's a sign that every vote really does count. Still ahead, women at Crowder College will now have an easier path to a 4-year degree. We'll tell you how the college is making that possible. Today's grand opening of the Pitt State Block 22 PITTSBURG Idea Shop brought some top Kansas officials to Pittsburgh, including Kansas Governor Laura Kelly. But the real star of the show was the event's entertainment. KOAM's Mike Mahoney has details.
The PITTSBURG Idea Shop is an excellent example of how our colleges and universities employ an energetic approach to public-private partnerships.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly was one of many big names having a blast at Friday's grand opening of PSU's Block 22 PITTSBURG Idea Shop in Pittsburgh. Instead of a ribbon cutting, PSU representatives and other state and local officials raced CO2-powered dragsters that were built in the Idea Shop by local students. These smaller speedsters are also an homage to PITTSBURG's past.
It's one of PITTSBURG's first products. It's a product that launched PITTSBURG education in a lot of respects 50 years ago.
The Idea Shop is open to anyone who pays for a membership and features tech including 3D printers, laser engravers, and more that four-state entrepreneurs and innovators can use to bring their ideas to life. A PSU freshman who helped area 6th through 12th graders construct their cars says she's already inspired and looking forward to tinkering in the shop.
I think that'd be a really fun experience to do. I'm not the most handy person, but I think it's just really cool to see what the kids can come in and do and kind of learn from them.
In Pittsburgh, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Later in the day, the 6th through 12th graders who built the dragsters got to come in and race them for prizes. Crowder and Cotty colleges enter a partnership that'll make it easier for students to transfer to Cotty. The first partnership is a general transfer agreement. Crowder students who graduate with a 2.0 GPA will be admitted to college with most general education requirements waived, will be eligible for transfer scholarships, and their application fees will be waived. The second is called a 2+2 plan.
It allows them to take the same coursework here that would be comparable. At Cotty, they will have to pick up a Women and Gender Studies class, but aside from that class, their freshman and sophomore years are considered comparable.
Cotty College is an all-women's liberal arts college, so this transfer partnership is only for women at Crowder College. Crowder construction students today celebrated the completion of a project for Habitat for Humanity, a shed that Habitat will use as a storage building. The students were responsible for the entire project.
It was fun. It wasn't as hard as building normal houses, but I got to help teach some of the other kids on the doors and stuff, on how to put them together and everything.
From planning to design and completion, the project took about a year. Doug's going to be right back with the complete forecast. First, though, we take time to honor a local veteran, Donald Good. The Dennis, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army and Navy. And we are proud to salute Donald Good. He's tonight's four-state hero. We're always looking to honor more veterans with ties to the four states. If you know of one, why not nominate that person? It's very simple to do. Just go to our website. You see it there, KOAMnewsnow.com.
Another great day for us today. In fact, all week long has been fantastic. Since we had all the rain last week, we've had a nice 7-day stretch of pretty good weather across the region, and temperatures just about perfect into the 70s each and every day. Great time-lapse Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. So we've had the chance to dry out. We haven't had any rain this month. We're not that far into it, but we've been dry over the past several days. For the year, 41.5 inches. We're still above by about 3/4 of an inch, but by next week, we're going to be ready to get a little bit of rain in here. Temperatures pretty good. We were in the 70s yesterday. We dropped back into the 50s for lows and then right back up to 76. during the afternoon for us today. Zooming in, currently in Joplin, sitting at 57, south winds at about 10, humidity is at 72%, and most of us across the metro from Diamond, Oronogo, CJ, Fairland, up to Pittsburgh, all at about 56 or 57 degrees, and this is consistent across the entire four-state area. Case in point, Stockton 58, 55, and Miami Chanute hanging on strong at about 60 degrees. We have a light south wind, and these are actually going to increase a little bit later on tonight and tomorrow. You can see the winds are a little bit stronger to our west. It's not going to be windy, but it's going to be breezy as we work through the next few days. Clear skies, nothing going on here, nothing across the entire Central Plains. Here's our next storm system starting to develop. The western third of the country, the main wave is right out across Oregon, parts of Washington, northern parts of California. However, at the same time, you can see this little system in eastern parts of Texas. And because that's there, this kind of blocks this system up, meaning it's not going to rotate in anytime soon. So we have a couple days of pretty good weather. Tonight's fine, lower 50s, 4 overnight lows. We're going to warm right back up into the 70s for highs again tomorrow. Maybe a notch or two cooler than what we saw today. 51 to start, 67 by noon. High temp at 72. Those south winds at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night looks good. Near 60. We're going to get some more clouds, and by Sunday there is a slight chance we could get a random shower, but I really think most of the day looks pretty good. Then we'll start to see some changes. That next storm system will start to increase, so we'll up our chances for rain by the time we head into Monday, definitely Tuesday, with dropping temperatures. 75 Sunday and Monday, 72 tomorrow, 65 and dropping on Tuesday. A little bit cooler next week, but the weekend's going to be great.
Loving it. Enjoy these nice weekends
Absolutely.
while we can. Thanks, Doug. Hey, Doug and I are getting out of here now so we can turn it over to Jacob and the rest of the sports team. Friday night football action straight ahead.
Four States Friday night, brought to you by Lafette Health, G&N Bank, and Cobb Realty.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into week 11 of Four State Friday night. I'm KOAM Sports Director Jacob Leonard. It's district semifinal night in Missouri, but you already know where we're going to start, right? We got to know if we're going to get Carthage-Webb City for a district title next week. So here we go. Carthage up first, hosting Branson in the district semifinals, starting late in the second. Handoff goes to Luke Gall. Gets Jared Luce in the Carthage end zone. Cade Grimm there to pick it up. Score for Branson. Pirates lead 21-20. Carthage, though, will respond. Pass to Justin Sneed. Breaks the tackle. Runs through some defenders into the end zone. Tigers get the 2-point conversion, so they're up 28-21 at half. To the third, handoff goes to Cale Patrick. Takes it to the far side and up the sideline. Taken down around the 17-yard line. Then, a little bit later, Tigers on the 2. Patrick Carlton will take it in himself. 6 touchdowns tonight for that guy right there. Tigers win at 55-35 to move on to the district championship. So Carthage did it. Will Webb City follow? They got Ozark this evening. Tigers punting away their first drive. Devin Weathers back there on the return. Drops it, picks it back up. Makes one guy miss and takes off down the sideline. Avoids another tackle there. Eventually, he is stopped, but he's deep in Ozark territory. A few plays later, Dupree Jackson takes the handoff up the middle. This gives Webb City a 7-0 lead, 7-yard score there. Next Cardinal possession, handoff to Weathers. Slips through the defense and breaks off 30 yards to the house. Webb City up 14-0 midway through the first quarter. And they would cruise. They take it 49-28. So, we finally get this matchup. It's going to be Carthage and Webb City next week for the Class 5 District 6 Championship. Class 6 District 3 here, the Joplin Eagles. They had last week off due to a forfeit from Rockhurst. The Eagles on the road against Ray Peck in the district semifinals. Joplin falls in this one 28-7. The Eagles finish the season with a 6-5 overall record. The Carl Junction Bulldogs have won 4 of their last 5, including a 45-9 win over Monette in their district opener last week. Now, CJ aims to stay rolling tonight, hosting the Hillcrest Hornets for a spot in the district championship. Now, Hillcrest, fresh off an upset win over Logan Rogersville last week, trying to do it again. Carl Junction up double digits in the second quarter already. Alex Baker goes to the air. Connect with Drew Byer in stride. He turns on the Jets. This is 90 yards straight down the sideline for the score. At that point, it's 22-0 Bulldogs. And on the ensuing drive, Mike Floyd, feeling the pressure, goes over the middle. Jack Hogan jumps in front of it, gets the interception, gets to the outside, tries to tiptoe down the line. Called out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Very next play, though, Baker to the end zone. That's Cole Stewart on the other end. CJ now on top, 29. And next Hillcrest drive, Hornets punting. Bulldogs get there for the block. They recover in great field position, and they would capitalize. Baker hits Brady Sims this time, 13-yard score. Carl Junction all over Hillcrest tonight. Final score in this one, 43-6. Moving on now to the Kansas side, Pittsburgh playing for a 5A regional championship against St. Thomas Aquinas. Dragons fall short tonight, 48-13. Pittsburgh ends the year with a 4-5 overall record. Fort Scott is 7-0 this season after beating Bonner Springs in the first round of the 4A playoffs last week. The Tigers have a chance to stay perfect and earn a regional championship tonight at home against Bishop Miege. Now, Miege is 3-4, but if you follow Kansas football, you know that really doesn't mean anything. Fort Scott made plays on offense early. Malachi Van, and so good for the Tigers this year. Here, tough run. Van makes it deep into Miege territory. 47-yard run. What is it? Yeah, it's a first down. She just wanted to be on TV, all right? Moments later, Van, perfect throw down the middle. Finds Donald Harper. Touchdown, Fort Scott. At that point, they're down 7-6. Later on in the first, Van back to work. Donald Harper just burned everybody on this one. And Van finds him. Harper coasts in for a 61-yard score. Now, the problem tonight, though, Fort Scott just couldn't stop Miege from doing the same thing. Tim Dorsey to Mac Moeller. Touchdown Stags in the second. Then right before half, Josh Conklin on the toss. He's in for the 9-yard score. Miege posted 60 before halftime. Stags win at 63-12. Fort Scott, great turnaround for them. They end the year with a 7-1 overall record. In Class 3A, a pair of CNC teams try to win regional titles this evening. First up, GIRARD off their upset win over Columbus on the road against Prairie View. They almost did it again, but they drop a tough one, 13-12. As for the Frontenac Raiders, they're in Burlington tonight. The Raiders, look at that. They knock off the Wildcats 22-6. Frontenac gets Holton in the state quarterfinals next week. We got to take our one and only break here on 4 State Friday night. When we come back, the Lamar Tigers aim to move on to the district championship game. First, though, here are a few more of tonight's scores. The Lamar Tigers finished the regular season on a 5-game winning streak, and their 7-1 overall record earned the Tigers a first-round bye last week. Now tonight, Lamar aims to move on to the Class 2 District 4 Championship, hosting El Dorado Springs. First drive, Case Tucker calls his own number. Runs it through the gap all the way to the 2-yard line before eventually being pushed out. And it's going to be Tucker again this time. Push his way in there for the score. Lamar has the first 7 points of the ball game. Now ensuing Bulldog drive, 3rd and 6. Clayton Collins rolls out, avoids some defenders, looking for his man. Mason Gastel, though, knocks it down. That forces a punt. A Tigers ball. Gastel takes it through the gap, avoids the defenders, all the way down to the 2-yard line for the second time tonight. That would lead to another Lamar score. Lamar rolls to the Class 2 District 4 Championship game. They take care of El Dorado Springs 49-6. Class 3 District 6 here, the Seneca Indians in the semifinals after knocking off Aurora last week. Indians on the road against Mount Vernon, aiming for another upset. Mount Vernon, though, too much. They win at 42-0. Mountaineers now move on to face Cassville for the district title. Out of the Big 8, McDonald County and Nevada aim to move on to district championship games tonight. McDonald County, though, falls to West Plains 35-2 in the Class 4 District 5 bracket. As for the Tigers, it's not better news. They drop their matchup with Elias Catholic 54-22. The Colgan Panthers are back in the regional round of state. Colgan hosts Wellsville tonight in Pittsburgh, with the winner moving on to the state quarterfinals. The Panthers enter the night on a 5-game winning streak. Starting off in the first, Panther ball. I love this kid. Dom Bevilacqua to the outside. Just don't get in front of him, man. Untouched. Colgan leads at 7-0. We'll move to the second now. Colgan again. Jake Wright with the pass to Aiden Fleming in the end zone. That pushes the Colgan lead to 17. We'll go to the fourth now. Wright passing again, this time going to Gianni Piccini. He will get in for the score. Colgan gets the win and the shutout and the regional championship. They take it 24-0. Finally, before we go, it's time for our KOAM News Now Insta Poll. We're asking you to vote for which team you think had the biggest win of the night or performance of the night. It's Carthage quarterback Patrick Carlton. 6 touchdowns. You know that's easy work for him against Branson. Or the Uniontown Eagles. First playoff shutout since 1982. Beating Northeast 45-0. Or this guy, Carl Junction's Josh Corey. 3 solo sacks tonight. Got in on a couple more, 13 total tackles. If you want to vote, go to KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. Now, that's all the time we have here on 4 State Friday night. If you missed anything, check out highlights and a complete scoreboard on our website shortly. All you got to do is go to the sports page at KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll see you right back here next week.